So I'm going to go do this guy first. I love that I've got help on all this. Got it. And I'll be right back once we start. Yep, sit. All right. And Maggie, will you roll for us? Because you've got the controls. Record. I like that it talks to me like that. Hi, everyone. Today is March 10, 2022, and this is our fourth Alive with Bob video log, or victory video log, or vlog, or whatever. All right, so I'm going to do a little share. How many of you were with us last one, the one we did Tuesday? Good. So thank you all very much. So I'm going to have you share a little about, what are you getting? What's happening? And in the big picture, everything I'm doing, sharing, once I get in it, once you see it, it's a system. Everything, like once anybody that's ever studied with me, they'll be going, oh, that's what's happening. Oh, that. And you can do this. How many get, you can find a word, shift the word, walk new. You can have a body language, understand it, ask a question, and then literally the body language is up because the blessing is already bestowed. It just gets to be agreed to. How many get, wow, this could be really, and is really cool. This is my take as well. Hold on one second. All right, so today the way we're going to go is we're going to do some sharing, report that what are you getting, all that succinctly. And everyone, if you're on this, you are on video. If you're not on video, then you go somewhere else. So we've got, go look at the Facebook. You can click those links and move on over. And we love you. That's the point is, if you're on, please do it. Unless you've renegotiated saying, I don't have a video, I'm cool with all that. But if you're on that way, we can do it. And try, if you can, to be as non-moving around as possible. I have ginger root sitting right here in case somebody's walking with their laptop through the house while they're getting to where they're going to be. Just kidding. I mean, I do have ginger root right here. All right. So let's, before we start, let's vote victory. Why do I do that? Those that were here yesterday, maybe share a little about how that was for you to have just a simple little interaction and have potentially, and we'll find out, huge upgrades happen. And then those that have had upgrades, well, what happened after that? I mean, Maggie had some major movement. Was it in that class? I just remember what class it was. It wasn't in that class, but anyway, interacting with one of the classes. And Maggie also, we did a short little interaction that she raised her hand on. No, she didn't. I mean, she did body language wise, but she didn't say a word. And I went, hey, Maggie, da, 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 da. And then later she comes back on and she goes, why am I so hot? And literally that's the whole endocrine system firing off to transform, transmute, shift something. And again, that was probably 20 minutes later or something, and you're still cooking like with gas, cancel that, but with, power. So we have an endocrine system, which is our divine electronics and our divine feeling world. And our endocrine system, pineal, hypothalamus, pituitary, medulla, thyroid, fires off. And so many times that's like, if it doesn't fire off, I'm going, oh, I didn't do it. Not wrong. Just how many excited to be in relationship or be out in the world and all of a sudden have your entire electronic, spiritual, endocrine, hormonal system fire off as you start to move up scale to remember who you am. How many go, I touch and I stay. I love, I touch, I breathe, I stay. And I breathe. I choose to make this fun. Why am I saying all this stuff? Because I use it on a daily basis. And I use it with everyone else. So this is where, the all for you material, the training we have, my word made flesh, it's in there because it's so important. And what our video log is about, excuse me, I just had this morning drink, which is like, hello, I'm drinking hot water and thieves to go, hold on one second. Clear. There, thank you very much. Thank you. Clear. All right. So, like the hand paddles on the, all right. So for me, sharing with you and why I'm doing Tuesdays and Thursdays is to get the word out there. So some of you may go, I can get this. You can do it for yourself. Great. Yes. I don't mean that little. I'm saying only let's help our world get this. So in My Word Made Flesh, we've changed everything about the use of essential oils. We don't have to be covertly compliant anymore. I mean, if this oil is nice for, because we don't want to say it'll heal this or heal that, it doesn't heal this or that. It may produce the result of healing. It restores something. How many going? And that's same with, any nutrition, raw food diet, all that kind of stuff. If something worked, we be alive in it. We believed in it. So we're going to add languaging in there. We're going to have body language in there, which is going to tell us the world. How many noticed that? And I'm going to have you share. And could be almost terrifying to the illusion. How many get that? Only the illusion can get terrified. How many have been a little nervous? Maggie just goes 1, 2, 1, 2. I mean, and how many now realize, even though it could be embarrassing, I still get embarrassed when I do body language. I still do. I usually turn it into a joke. If I have an itch on my cheek, I share this often. I go, and I go scratch my cheek without anybody knowing, because I still have this little human self in me that's going, oh, they might read me. So what? But in that moment, I still like to hide stuff. I mean, I'm getting over it. I'm still practicing all this. So now the big picture is, in my view, our Creator has given us a way to return to grace. Whatever that means to you, you plug it into your belief. I plug it into mine. What? How amazing is that? Every movement is literally a conversation we're having with each other. Every repeating pattern is coming around again and again and again. How many get the again thing? Talk to me. How many go like, oh, I hope I'll never do that again and again and again? Come on. How many have ever said, oh, I'll never be like my mom? I remember words coming out of my mouth to my kids that were exactly what I said I would never say again. So for me, it's coming around because we have to not resist the pattern. We have to engage the pattern, love the pattern, take the charge off, and then replace it with our highest choice. Otherwise, it's going to be in our red wagon. Everywhere we go, we're dragging around our red wagon with all the reactive stuff that we put in there. How many had to get bigger red wagons? How many had to get a storage unit? With other people. Hey, you got stuff in there? Yeah, me too. Come on now. Come on, am I the only one? Hello. So now, for me, today we're going to talk about it once we share, and I'm speed wrapping so I can get to this thing I'm going to do today after you share. But the share is a big deal. Those that are doing classes with us, man, we're having amazing miracles on all the things that are happening. Why? A miracle is a higher law applied. It's not out of the blue. Let's be with that for a minute. A miracle is a higher law applied, a divine law applied. When you pray, ask, believing, you receive and you receive. Let's just take that one. I'm not talking religion. I'm talking about laws stated in Scripture, and I see it as also like quantum physics. There's way too many religions to attempt for me to fit that into, because I don't know them all. So, okay. So a law is, if I choose to manifest something when I pray, ask. Simultaneously being alive in receiving or having received. That changed everything when I woke up to what the word believe, be alive in means. So now imagine we have an innate intelligence in us. I'm going to say our Creator, our spirit, leave it at that, which is constantly signaling stuff. So we've all been talking to each other going, oh, it's a nice day. And we're going, I really got this stuff going on and I don't like this. But we're not, how many know we're not necessarily, yeah, it is nice. Yeah. What about the Mets? What about that? We're doing, the gas prices, my gosh, they're so high. Okay. But our being, lines on our face, we're telling our world at all times what's true. Like Pamela just went, I can, I will, I can, I will, I can, I will. How many get that? And I always say the nose knows. Got it? And again, not wrong. I like to go, I can, well, I can, I will what? Because how many have been doing things in your life without a clue that you were actually, your spirit was going, yo, Bob, what? And so once I started to wake this up, I realized it's not just reading what's wrong. No, it's reading the blessing knocking on my door. Sherry goes, hello. I mean, just a little. And how many of you would like to not itch if you could? Honestly, me too. So that was like, I give myself permission to thrive. I would like to know that if I'm Sherry or Bob, myself. She probably said, I'll just go, maybe Bob's looking over there. I'm going to go over here. All right. No, just kidding. But what in us is going, oh my gosh, what will happen if I scratch right? That's medulla, fight or flight, sympathetic nervous system, 1, 2, I believe is what it was. And that's like 2, 1 is unconscious, 2 is apathy, 3 is grief, 4 is fear, 5 is anger. So 1, 2 is, I can give myself permission to thrive. I would like to know about what? How many like that? Now, what we're going to talk about today and then share, and then I'll talk about it, is I'm doing what I call it Sacred Body Language Translation Review. We're going to bring oils in this time. And the amazing thing, essential oils, pure essential oils. Now, again, if they're adulterated, they've got a different frequency in them. Don't do it. I carried every essential oil in 1976. I had a shop, every essential oil. I carried them all. I used to work at the A.M. Todd Company. And I would buy the best of the best of the best. And I finally got out of that because I could taste some of these oils that I'm paying dearly for. And if I can taste it, I know it's a co-natural, it's synthetic, it's got something in it. And I completely gave up on oils until I met Gary Young. And then I was back in the game again going, oh yeah, because he had it figured out. All right, so now, today what we're going to do is we're going to share, and then I'm going to ask you all to realize we're going to bring up some oils. I'm going to share what's in the book on oils from my mentor, Marian Jager, back I was 20-some years old. So, and again, page 137 is where we're going to be at 138. And we'll bring it up on the screen so you can see it through the searchable version. And then what I'm going to share with you is why essential oils do something that I believe nobody really knew. That maybe they did, maybe they could put it in words, but my mentor had it so cleanly stated that I'm bringing it to the table. Then we don't have to go, well, oils are antifungal, or any herb or nutrient, antifungal, antiviral, antitumoral. No, they are not. How many get there? Life-giving. God is not an anti-anything. Nature is not anti. How many we would see it as, oh, it must be anti-stinky. I mean, I just know, because it makes you smell good. Oh, it makes you smell good. How many get that? How many have ever said, I use this because it's anti-stinky? No, because it makes me smell good. That's the same thing with disease. The word disease means unease. So some people say you can't talk about disease. I don't want to talk about disease. In fact, I'd not like to work with anything that heals disease, actually, because disease is a man-made word. So, and this is not modality specific. I'm sharing with everyone what we're doing, and I believe everybody here is interested in it, using it, whatever, is we're restoring something. We're not attacking a disease, an unease. So again, whatever modality, I mean that. That's not just saying it to be compliant with something. No, you use your modality. I've seen every modality work on the planet according to belief. Anyone else? How many have seen it? They just did it and they got healed. So that's their be alive in. They believed it worked, or their practitioner, physician, or whatever believed it enough that it worked. I'm not going to take that away. Use it. I'm saying add this stuff to it. And the reason for essential oils, how many of you have started going through your book if you've got My Word Made Flesh and going, oh, I got this going on. Oh, I got that going on. And how many have found, oh yeah. How many have noticed the question, the issue? How many have asked that and went, how many have hidden your book in case somebody else might know to read? No one. Okay. I thought I'd just share that. This page is gone. I don't know where it went, but no. Again, how many are getting over the little bit of embarrassment that we might have had? Yes or no? All right. Me as well. I mean, whatever. All right. So now share. Then I'm going to go through, read this thing, and then we're going to just, how do we work with oils? And you can still work with it in the way you understand oils. Sure. This is great for liver. This is great for this is great for skin, lavender, whatever. Got it. Thieves. How many know thieves is great for everything? Why is thieves great for everything? Because it's a high enough frequency that this crap can't live. What? As I scratched my right eyebrow, clearing the decks. Seriously, I took my fingernail and went, yeah, all that stuff I just talked about, my thumb, my will center, thyroid, parathyroid fingernail, and I went and took my antenna on my right-hand side about the whatever's going on, and I go, and I peeled it off my eyebrow, which is my antenna. I'm serious. I mean, it was not subtle. And I did it before I knew what I was doing. Luckily, I'm reading what I'm doing as I do it. Do you get all right now? So as we proceed, there's so much more here. I'm making sure in our time that we've got for each one of our Tuesday, Thursday, 9 a.m., that each of you are getting a sense of this is that you at least minimum can experience what I'm experiencing in it. Got it? So you can then go, ooh, it may be for you, please do it. It also may be for everyone you meet who is a yes. And how many of you don't even have to raise your hand on it because I'm not enrolling you, you enroll you. And how many can imagine how quickly could stress and conflict be over once people understand how to commune with their own returning energies? How quickly could burdens be over for people and blessings restored by realizing a burden is a request of our creator, universe, whatever, that was delivered in the invisible. The conscious mind of the individual said, oh, I didn't get it. So if I say, please, God, give me X, Y, Z, God, universe, gives me X, Y, Z. It's always delivered. If I say please and thank you, not just please, it's delivered. Boom. It lands in my unseen world or my inner visible world, my invisible world. And the only way it's going to go from my invisible into my visible is I walk by faith. Thank you. And I walk already having it, and it shows up. Now, can you how many of you have experienced loss or lack of, or burdens of not receiving your prayers, requests, and all that? Well, they're right here. That's where the eye comes in. When you get to the study of the eye, I call it bioopticography, iris, sclera, and pupil. We can see all that stuff loaded up, if it is, in there. Only it's not really a burden. It's an unclaimed blessing. How many now are going, oh, I'll be claiming my blessings. Anyone? Come on, come on. And then when you work with people, they're not coming to you because they're heavily burdened, even though they think they are. Cheryl just goes, I think I just thought I'd share that just because I could. All right. And again, how many are sitting on your hands? Yeah, no, don't do it. But I remember Cynthia sat on her hands and her husband got a motorcycle out of the deal. First time we met in class. She sat on her hands and her husband his feet were going, and I went, oh, and it was about a motorcycle. It's pretty funny. And he got it. And Cynthia's going, I'm not moving. Even if my face falls off from an itch, I'm not. It was something like that. Anyway. And I understand. Got it. I understand. I understand. And all right. So now, once you share, and what I'm asking, the way I love sharing and do whatever, the way I love it is, what did I learn? What's the system that I woke up to really? What did I remember? And how is this going to change my life? Because it's a system. Otherwise, you have to go to the person who is the magician or the healer. No, you're it. How many you got this thing inside of you? Awaken your masterful self. That's what this is about. How many of you would like to have every single person on your Facebook account on the planet? No. Can you imagine how big your thumbs would be scrolling through? Come on. How many love the idea of igniting truth in each person so they can go direct? Yes, me too. I love it. So, all right. So who is willing to share from last week last Tuesday, today's Thursday. Any take you got, anything you got on it? Do it now. First, mic yourself because we can see that, and then wave. Please share too, by the way. We had some miracles. It'd be good. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Hi, it's the first time I'm doing this. Hello. You look great, by the way. Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh yeah, you're on.
So I watched last week and then I was catching up on some of the videos and I was on YouTube the other day and I shared with my daughter who's 12 some of the stuff that you had said. I take notes. And she has this teacher, she's in advanced math, she's 12 in 7th grade, that gives massive amounts of homework all the time. So I told her how to manifest and how to believe and how to outcome of the outcome of the outcome. So she said, I'm not going to have homework tomorrow. The teacher never, ever, ever has not given her homework. You know where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
Home and she goes, Mom, there's no homework today. The teacher ran out of time and she said, oh, you guys got me. I guess there's no homework today. We'll have to catch up tomorrow. And she came home for the first time yesterday with no homework from the math teacher. And I'm like, you see, outcome of the outcome of the out. You just can visualize it and you believe, you walk in faith. You don't have to see it. You just give it to God and let him figure out the steps. And you just know you're not going to get the homework. And she's like, I mean, it works. Listen to Bob, everyone. It works.
Wow. And for me, I'm going, think of the trajectory of your daughter and our children. And maybe have Maggie come on in a minute because her children are doing this too. Imagine if we got that at
Yep.
12 years old, 11 years, whatever. Imagine the trajectory change. Many of us have been cruising along at whatever we're cruising, and now we're going, it's a big ship. We're going to turn slow. Anyone? Come on. How many have a little bit of like socialization going on? I can't, I gotta, I must, I need, yes. And even like, I choose to make this fun and easy. And then I usually say, remember to tell your face. How many know a smile changes our neurology? I'm so happy to see you. I choose to make this fun and easy. Oh, come on. So, and I'm going to share with Cheryl. That's good. That I recommend. She always gives homework. No. She used to always give homework. Now she gives only what's required. How's that? Let's add that in. How many love it? Where our children can come home and don't need to feed the ego of the teacher. The teacher is already satisfied and goes, what they really need is let's study this and this for like 20 minutes and then enjoy your family. I mean, like that. So again, I'm careful about they never, no, up until now. So anyway, thank you, dear. Beautiful. And I vote victory. And Maggie, just a quick, how quickly do your children master all this stuff?
Well, they study it a lot and they've gotten really good at those little adjustments, like you were saying, just changing the small things like that. Up until now, they this and that, or instead of I can't, this is a big one in our house. Instead of I can't, they say I require more practice. And that was a huge shift for us because we had a lot of I can'ts. Well, I try to do something and I can't open this, or I can't, and it's just, they just would in the past would give up. So now they're really, that was a big shift for us. So it's been a good one.
How about sports?
Oh, it's been huge I did this, I saw my head, but it really has. The first time, actually, when I started working with Bob in 2016, the first time I ever had something actually land was when my little tiny 8-year-old, my little Callie is about a head at least shorter than everybody else on her team. We're big sports people, so everyone knows. And I was like, I'm really going to put this to the test. I manifest, and I really put everything into it. That was the first time I actually felt the meaning. And my little munchkin hit a ball over the fence at 8. It was a big deal. It still is a big deal because she's still one of the only ones on her team that's ever done it. And so that was the first time that I came home like, whoa, this works. This is life-changing. It's very cool.
Yep. And how about when she took the book? Is it Callie took the book to school?
Yes, Callie took they both have one now. But yes, they both, and Riley is just as into it, except for, they're teenagers, so they are working on different areas than the little.
How many can relate?
the 11-year-olds, but Callie uses it kind of like a magic trick where if her friends have, I stub my toe. Well, let me tell you what that means. And they,
Yeah.
they're very into it. It's
Awesome.
been life-changing for us in multiple ways.
Awesome. Thank you, dear. Who else? Share from, you can share whatever. And this is a quick share, and then I'm going to show you some additional info on oils. Go ahead, Jackie. Where's that button? Go ahead, dear. You're on.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I'm just taking all this in because it all connects with inside of me. I'm learning how to use it, but I've been sharing it with my adult children who have been going through things, and they'll say stuff to me, and I'll kind of reword it, and they'll come back and going, well, I talked to so and so, and we're gonna get this, I can see it changing their life. And then my one daughter has had dreams inside of her, and I'm like, well, let's push ahead and visualize it. And then my son that's been helping, they're building a house. He said, well, I just don't know if I should keep going. I said, look, it's in the spirit realm. You're pulling it down in the physical for us. You don't quit in the middle of the ball game. So I gave him one of those talks. But anyway, he's like, oh, I never thought about that, so I'm using it for me, but it's easy for me to teach it and then I learn it. So I'm applying a lot of this. I'm very excited. Just very, just taking a whole lot in, almost getting that, not feeling, a lot in, but anyway, I see changes in my kids' lives. And like I said, they're adults, but we're close, so just rewording everything.
Awesome, dear. Thank you. Beautiful. And family, how many get families the proving ground? If we can help our family, oh yeah. And Denise, did you have a hand up?
Yeah, I did, just because I'm in process. I absolutely love the book. I share it with everybody. I've had several friends that have ordered it, but I'm in process of getting all this because there's a lot. It's so full of great information. But I noticed on Tuesday, the first gal that you worked with, that was powerful. And then the gentleman that shared that he was right in there, did it too, and got breakthrough. And then the next lady that you worked with, and she got some healing. I'm not even sure what happened with me, but it brought up so many emotions. And anyway, I know that when I get this, it's going to be major.
Mm-hmm. And I'll share with everyone. First, I love your sharing. First, I love that. Second, how many like the idea I'm remembering it? Because yeah, we're going to get it, but that sounds like outside in. How many get I remember? Because then for me, I found it so, I didn't learn any of it. I remembered it. Well, I really realized, if truth built me, then I go inside and my truth in me is what I remember. So I'm adding, just for Denise and everyone, I get it. How about I remember it? And the word remember means reconnect. I'm re-oneing with my oneness. And then it fits, you put it in your belief system according to your way. That's where I'd rather not mess with people's spiritual belief. I'd like to just help them get to connection faster, because that's truth. You can't, like many people say, I choose to get closer to God. Nah, that ain't going to happen. How do you get closer to something that built you? Do you get what I mean by that? How do you get closer? When our God is everything that we can see everywhere, how many love the idea of just loving your creator in you, as you, through you, and around you, all over? So, and these are simple little things. So I remember that may help tremendously. Anyone else? Thank you, dear. Go ahead, Kathy.
I use Crystal Reach a lot. Even if somebody's rolling their eyes because they've heard it from me 1,000 times, I'll say it to myself, and miraculously it's found.
I love that. How many you get? We're getting tools to get through what seems to be the illusion and all that stuff. So And this takes courage. How many get that? It takes courage. Anyone else? Thank you. Yes, Jackie. Or yes, that was a hand up. I got it. I've had many people change their whole life and all they were doing was raising when I said, how many? It's pretty funny. We have, I think it was Brittany, wasn't it, way back? Brittany, she raised her hand and I said, oh, Brittany. And she was just raising her hand because I said, how many have ever da. And yet she got her a miracle. Anyone else? All right. So, and I vote victory, see perfection to end. I love what we're doing here. So remember, this is platforms going out to many. Jade looks like Bob today. That's Bobette. Anyway.
I'm gonna do
Jade,
searchable, Bob.
what's that? You're
I'm
going to
gonna
do
be doing
searchable.
searchable.
Oh, okay. Can you bring up then page 137?
Yes.
And everyone, the searchable version is cool. We're going to use it today. And first, I'm going to read from what's in there so you can get why our approach we're sharing on essential oils changes everything. Doesn't change the quality of oil and all that. No. And you can bring it up to show the green as big as we can. The green portion there. And just the green. You can bring it up. You can bring it up. No. Well, there we go. Perfect. Right there, honey. That's good.
Okay.
All right. So my mentor, Marianne Jaeger, this is probably in the story, but I'll give it to you now. Came into my shop. I used to have 8 record stores and a record distributorship with friends, sold that and started my real service, which was natural health, etc. And this is back in 1975, 76. And I used to work at the A.M. Todd Company, which is during college, which is the largest handler of peppermint and spearmint in the world, may still be, because of the mentha farms and all that. So I was using oils anyway, I was using them and I was using them spiritually and I didn't even know what I was doing. I'll put it that way. All right. So this woman comes in my shop and she looks like tall, 70, maybe 75. Of course, I'm 73 in a couple of days. So, but back then I'm 20 some. So you get, she was an old lady and she spoke with a type of voice and she was like a female Merlin, bigger nose, stature. I mean, she could have been a much better Merlin than any other actor, male or female at all. I mean, she came in and she was asking me about oil. She heard that I had oils and all that. So she's getting oils and keep it big if you can, 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 keep it big if you can. Thank you, dear. This is what it's like working with Bob. I repeat until I get my outcome. I repeat until I get my outcome. All right. So anyway, she buys the oils because I've got them. And she's walking out an Irish setter and 98-pound Irish setter. He had already had a number of operations on a knee. Basically, he's going to be an invalid for the rest of his life. He stood up to go out because I was walking around or whatever and one door out. And he's hurting, he's making noise. And she said, do you mind if I pet your dog? Oh, no, go ahead. So she takes her hands and pets from his head, crown of his head, the little bump on his head, all the way down to his tail 3 times. And he starts running around and is completely healed. So she walks out. I run out, ma'am, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me. Like, could I study with you? She let me. This is Marianne Jaeger. So here's what she taught me about essential oils. Now anyway, I'll just do it. So essential oil is the essence of the marriage of the earth and the sun through photosynthesis. Get that. We sometimes see it from the human side. Let's see it from the spirit-rich side or spiritual side. The human body is made up of many bodies, not just physical. Thought forms, limited, whatever, attach at different parts of the body. Maggie created the cutest little critter picture on that on I think the next page. Can you show them that? Can you flip to that page if it's that next page? Do you remember where those are? There we go. So can you, your pointer works right on this? Yeah, go show them. No, yeah, right there. See the one? Drop down to your right there. No, right there. No, honey, thought forms. This is Maggie drew this, not as clear as it's in the book. Thought forms attach at different parts of the body. See the thought form holding the leg? I laughed so hard I was crying. Go ahead. You can go backwards now. But anyway, thank you, Maggie, for making this fun. All right, great. All right, you can keep it that big for now. Thought forms have short-circuited our best efforts. Again, like I can, I want, I need, I should, all that. Oils protect from all kinds of friction. So when you're putting an essential oil on, it's protecting, but it's lubricating friction, mechanical, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. Do you get, oh, it's doing so much more than we might have known. Oils keep the parts from rubbing against each other. How many have ever noticed you use oils and relationships change? The barriers, doors, or chakras, this is her study back then. And she was the most spiritual, scriptural-based person I have met to date. The barriers, doors, and chakras have 7 major openings which connect to the endocrine system. Chakras are transformers like electricity. Chakras, what she called the gate of feelings, are the only port of entry or exit of our thought forms. And that's when people start getting emotional, they start feeling their emotion is turning into motion. Reactive patterns make prison doors of our chakras. Oils loosen the hinges. How many have ever had a squeaky door of letting your love out? How many have ever, like, or forgiveness? How many have ever gone, about forgiving somebody? How many are going, no, the door's shut, I'm not going to forgive? Well, that's where the essential oil is going to make a difference. Oils open the gates, energy centers, or chakras of our bodies that only open from inside. So this is, again, many of us are thinking the oil is going to do something for us. No, the oil is going to help us do it. That's why sometimes the oil or nutrition or whatever modality doesn't work, because the individual won't let it. All right, resentment, jealousy, anger, fear, grief, blame, shame, lust, or whatever are thought forms. The most sainted of us have hidden prides, pleasures, fears, and thought forms to redeem, big word, or trade in on good God energy. We require the blocks taken out, and I say transformed. You know, if it's energy, we don't have to take it out, we transform it. And our good energy redeemed, unlocked, and freely expressed. We have created these blocks, we can transform them. And you can bump it up now, scroll down. There you go. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Perfect. Oils help reverse old thought forms, patterns, and habits of thoughts, allowing us to upgrade the pattern into our highest choice. This is important. So if the oil is there, it's raising frequency. It's not anti something, it's restoring something. If I put an oil on that may be restoring my joy, and I'm not agreeing with joy, I'm going, I hope this oil brings me joy. Do you see how? No, that's not. In other words, it might work, it might not, according to my belief. All right, so that's that. Oils polarize or reverse the vortex, counterclockwise negative, clockwise generally positive. The oils polarize or reverse the vortex of thought forms and physical conditions from negative, counterclockwise, to positive polarity. Like a negative whirlwind or whirlpool, like a negative, it's called a hydrogen flip, a negative counterclockwise thought form just simply spins, it just flips the pattern. That's, but if the oil and nutrient or whatever it is flips the pattern, but I haven't flipped my consciousness and reclaimed, like, let the weak man say I am strong, then it may or may not work. Do you see how we're going to help this stuff? We're not going to rely on this stuff. And the word rely means to lie again, rely. They flip into our life-giving spin when we add our decrees and imagination of our new choices. The oils help the thought forms reverse the counterclockwise spin into life-giving clockwise vortex. So if every one of you that have used an oil, like Marion would say, that usually that's when the person, burps or they're flipping the pattern. But can you imagine adding decrees? And again, as we reclaim our newly qualified energy, I'm over here scratching my thyroid. It's pretty funny. I reclaim my authority. I'm scratching. Hello, that's where I am. Energy and creativity and love. The oils, this is so cool. The oils are volatile and move freely in the seen finer bodies. How many have an energy form? Notice all the oil is volatile. It's working in my whole energy form. And it's always raising up. All flames burn up. All oils raise. How many know the oils are raising? You put it under your nose. It's coming up in your nose. Let's go to the next page. And thank you, Maggie, for doing this. And no, I think that's too many pages. That's why I'm glad you're doing it, Maggie. Maggie's getting excited. You can go back one page. This is if I no all of you vote victory. Many of our thought forms go, don't read the rest. No, don't read it. No, the thought form may be saying. Can you imagine having a spazzy finger running around in there? How many have? Come on, how many have? All right, you can leave it that size. We won't mess with it. How's that? So number 20, and this is such a love for her and for me. Jesus taught the use of the oils to the disciples, not the masses. The influence of odors upon the finer bodies has been a guarded temple secret down through the ages. And how many can attest to that? How many have ever had a perfume, synthetic perfume, and it's just like, ah, and because it's a counterclockwise spin, plus it's got poisons in it, whatever. And bless it, I'm not saying react to it, just replace it. Number 22, I'm going to complete here. Number 22, essential oils are, and this is her words, and I'm going to change it in a bit. Essential oils are anesthetizers to the intellect, where doubt can live, which can be a barrier to belief. Okay, so you can take this down now, dear. And thank you for doing it. And how many of you are going, I'm glad Maggie was doing that. You can, yep, perfect, dear. And again, has anyone ever been in there or anyway, I have. So
that's not the searchable version. That's my computer acting crazy.
Oh, good. Yeah. I usually talk to my computer the same way. It doesn't have anything to do with these
It's not
digits.
the book. It's my computer.
I got it. Yes. I really like that. Thank you very much. There was an attached thought form in my computer. All right. So now I'm watching my time. And then we may go back to a couple oils. Somebody can say the oil, we'll go find it. Yes. So be aware that we're going to go back to it. So now, again, when we use an oil, let's say I realize I'm choosing to restore something. I'm going to instead of get rid of something, I'm going to restore. Like, so deep relief, I was using it for my shoulder. Deep relief, I wrote the book. I had all this down. I realized I was using deep relief to manage or get rid of pain. And deep relief in all 4 or 5 different things. I would, in sequence, all night long, sold my bed on that because of an injury that came on. More pain, more pain, more pain, more pain. 6 to 10, 6 to 10, 6 to 10. And then one day, just sharing a deep dive on my Word Made Flesh. If you haven't done them, do them. I mean, because we're going to keep progressing from those. So get those first. I went, oh, I've been using deep relief, etc., to get rid of my pain. So I just sat there going, oh, shoulder, I'm restoring my blessings. Mom, triple Taurus, 186 IQ, 5.5 whiskey every day, attack dog, never got tired. Obviously, didn't feel a lot of blessings with my mom, feminine side, left shoulder. At first, it was like, I don't have a clue. That's important. Everyone is going to be made new. It's not, I couldn't sort inside my box of what does it mean to restore my lineage's blessings on my mom's side. I had to go to my creator. I had to go to the stream of where I started from all the way through my lineage on my mom's side to be able to go, okay, her mom, my grandma, my Nana was the one that let me have love from the feminine side, but it was like bigger than all that. This is divine stuff. Within 5 minutes of saying, I restore my lineage's blessings on my mom's side, my pain let go, my comfort returned for the first time in a year and a half without having to do anything. Then if I use deep relief, I'm not using it to get rid of something. I am giving deep relife, like believe is be alive in, relieve is reliving. Now, remember, I already wrote the book. I already went through the version with Vaughn to get all the material from Gary's stuff into the questions, and then the decrees are something I just do on a daily basis. I had all that. Didn't look up anything. Only I applied it to me in an area I didn't even know I wasn't applying it to. And can you imagine for me, a year and a half of in the past, a constant, it was, to me, it was as if the pain went, I'm here to have you make a new choice. I'm here to have Bob, to have you make a new choice. And the minute I just explored, I restore my blessings on my mom's side. Pain was listened to and responded. I literally is what? In a good way, but I mean, do you get like when you coach others, you're really coaching yourself. When you write a book, you're writing a book for yourself. That's what I know. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's the way the world crumbles. No, I mean, so now do you get, okay. So I'm going to share with you a bit about, you got a question, Kathy? Is that what that means? Go ahead, what?
I just did that to my hand right here that's been painful for the last year. And I did exactly what you said. And I'm just elated with life.
Now say I'm elated. She goes, I'm elated with life. Now say I'm elated with my life. Say with my
I'm
life.
elated with my life.
Good job. How many get? Their body wasn't saying no. It was going, that's not quite it. Now everyone's saying my life.
My life.
And Angel, I mean, forgive me for not knowing. I thought you were waving at somebody out there. You can just hold your hand like that. You can push the button. You can text Cynthia. Cynthia, get Bob's attention. You can put your mic on going, yo, Bob. I mean, I thought you were waving at somebody. Hello, how are you doing? Hello, how you doing anyway? So we'll all figure out how to use this. Now, what Kathy just described is why I'm going to cry.
Yep.
Imagine everyone when they understand just the simplicity of how this works, the freedom that begins to happen across our human architecture. And Kathy, you've got your experience now. Got it? Me too. I got my tears. You got your tears. Do you get, that was us listening to the pain, which was asking for something.
I've been asking for a while.
Well,
Thank
yeah,
you for the work.
you were asking, but your pain was asking, you found a way to listen.
Yes.
That's the difference. We are at, please God, take away my pain. Please God, take away my pain. Something like that. That was me. You know, sell your bed, sit in a chair. That's that. Didn't work much. Okay, it's better. What can I sold my freaking log bed? You know, that I bought for $1,200 for like $500 because I couldn't lay down anyway. I still sleep in my chair, by the way, because the bed, I've show this real quick. So the bed I bought on a single, whatever, like that, I bought a really thick, expensive 12-inch or 14-inch memory foam. So I sit on it and I hear it sink for the next 45 minutes. It's making noise while I'm going. So I've been in it for a total of 15 minutes going, that ain't going to work. Nothing about that's going to work. So I now put stuff on it. It's in my bedroom going, okay, luggage can go there. Clean laundry can go. Anyway. So now what Kathy, you just gave yours, I did this and I listened to the pain and I restored comfort now. And I'm going to thank you, dear, for sharing. And by the way, how many now know if you think that if you're raising whatever, how many go, I thought you were waving at people in your room there, and so if any of you ever know,
You are in my room. I'm waving at you.
Thank you. But all y'all help me out on this. Help me now. Would you just help me? James Brown. All right. So now I choose, we got 12 minutes. You get why these are so sacred to me. And every one of you do the deep dives because everything we're going to do is after that. Do them. We've made them really available. Okay. So now the oil, that's the one, pick the number 22. The olfactory, our smell, first cranial nerve, is the only sense in the body that does not have a filter, cannot be filtered at all. As I scratch my nose. Why? Could be if our house is burning cancer clear, we can smell it, wakes us up, we save our life. It's hooked to our survival and also our thrival. So now when we put an oil on, how many put oils on, like Kathy talked about, hoping it's going to work? And again, I mean, no judgment. It's just where we were as a humanity, got it, up until that point, we didn't have what Marion and conscious language and imagination and outcome facilitation and sacred body language brings. So now this is a match made in heaven for me. Everything are simply not going to change that. We're going to take the genius of it, and I mean absolute genius of it. When Vaughn took me through every blend and every oil infused supplement and why, I started using all that. I mean, I already used all the oils, but I had the oil infused supplements. So I was like, whatever, you know, I have my own supplement company. I have my, I started going, oh, really? Oh, and so now I'm like, okay, then why? Because I got what he did with it. Gary is mostly managing from the, I'm going to say the allopathic approach, with trying not to be that, maybe, I choose to know. We're not doing the allopathic, this for that problem. No, we're doing the restoration. So as Kathy talked about, pain somewhere is asking to change something. I'm going to get, oh, it's asking to change something. And so for both of us, Kathy and I, both, we listened. We were asking, please get rid of the pain. No, listen to the pain. I love, I touch, I breathe, I stay, I feel. Now, when we add the oil, and it could be any oil, by the way. I mean, if you only have an oil, everyone go in the book, read Caraway. It was one of the last oils we put in, Caraway Vitality. It was one of the last oils we put in. Vaughn and I are working it. And the list of questions is like that long, and the list of decrees, because it does so much. And think how long Caraway has been involved in Europe, et cetera, in cooking, and because God gave it to us, because it does so much. Go read it. And it's like $8 or something like that. How many going, oh yes, I think I'll have 55 bottles of Caraway to throw my cares away and to try whatever. I'm serious. I mean, it's like something's going on here. I mean, if you haven't done it yet, and I mean, anyway, forgive me. I get on a roll. I'm watching my time to make. Go ahead.
17 different issues in the box for Caraway. 17.
I mean, both Vaughn and I, after that, Vaughn's family went to one of the things at the farm, and somebody said they saw Courtney, her daughter, walking away with a huge amount, because they got them at half price, a huge amount of Caraway. And I was like, I wasn't there. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that. So anyway, it's $8. Come on, she got it for $4. What can I say? Still $8 is great, better than 2 million for whatever. Now, as we get into oil, go ahead, honey. What do you got? Your hand up again? Go ahead.
I just was reminding, and when others saw what was going on, they went back and got in line and got some more Caraway, because Vaughn started talking about it and Courtney started talking about it and all the issues. So at $4, they went back and got in line and got more.
Yep, thank you. How many of you are now going, do I even have Caraway? I mean, I'm serious. I changed my auto ship when we started doing this. It took 4 months to do all this. It took 4 months of writing, taking the Young Living piece in it. 4 months. I changed my auto ship. Can you imagine how many times I changed my auto ship? I mean, it's just like, no, add this. So it ended up being a $45,000 auto ship. Just kidding. All right. So now the essential oil, when we figure out what oil we're going to use, and again, an oil infused supplement, there's a challenge with that because we're not smelling it. It'll still do its job, but it'll do its job nutritionally. The magic happens in addition, not just takeaway to that, is to smell. So if you're using an oil infused supplement, get any of the oils in it, all of them maybe, and smell it. The smell goes right past any standing wave of resistance. Then when you add your decree, it carries us, because we've changed our frequency, past the old pattern, where the intellect or resistance or thought form can be. Now do you get, I mean, when we first started sharing this and doing a bunch of classes, and people would start using them, they'd share, I've had grief because of a loss of a partner. I've been using joy. Now I added the decrees. I'm happy. I mean, this is what the one person said, because they weren't using the oil to get something, which is allopathic. They were using the oil to lubricate the decree and agreement they're claiming. How many get now where the question, is this going on for you? And then and you can just read the decree side. And you might read a decree, well, that's the one, use that oil. So again, in the book, if you got something going on, find that. In other words, for me, the steps in there, I think it's step number 6, change your frequency. I don't have it in front of me. But again, changing your frequency secures your victory. Not the victory over disease. No, there are other people that claim they control that. Let them have it. How many let them have that? Every single type of healthcare, anything, instead of disease management, anything, will have to change as we progress. Even if they're going to use the old modality, they can also say, do you have this going on? I recommend you also use this decree. And if really going to be helpful, it may be helpful to use this pure essential oil, seed to seed oil. Now, again, the oil isn't healing the person. Herbally, my herbalist way back, I'm a master herbalist because I studied with them. And they would say, if a man is low in faith, feed him herbs. I thought it was scripture. It was not scripture in my study of the Bible. It did come from they were all in Utah. That ought to help you all figure out kind of what their background was and what their practice of faith was. So it's not my particular one. I'll leave it at that. They all had large families as well. Got it. And it wasn't Catholic. I'll leave it at that. And no, I'm just saying, I have a lot of friends. I'm just not going to mention Mormon. All right. So now notice I didn't, come on. But again, I thought it was scripture, and somebody had to go back in and go, no, it's not written that way. But ultimately it distills down. If a person is low in faith, feed him herbs. I found that was true. If a man is low in faith, a person is low in faith, feed him herbs. So then I would also say, does faith heal? No. Scripture. A man who had faith, there it is. Faith means we have it. Without works, without action is death. How many have ever had faith and didn't act? Got it? Oops, we died something. Something in us went back when we got held back. So now faith with works is life forever. So now the decree is an action. The oil, essential oil, pure seed to seed oil, is a lubricant, a carrier current for it. Now, how many are going, how many have been giving decrees? And to some degree, they may work or not. When we can feel the meaning in each word deeply enough is when they work. If that we give a decree and that we don't have instantaneous manifestation, we did not feel the meaning in each word deeply enough. So now how do I feel my meaning in each word deeply enough? I can bring the essential oil while I'm giving my decree, feeling my meaning in each word deeply. And the essential oil clears it just goes past. How many don't raise our frequency? It goes past, transcends any limitation, and carries I am secure in my relationship. I restore my blessings. I can easily do this or handle this or whatever. God, how many I can receive with grace and ease while we're using, again, what was it called? It changed the name on me. The digestive one. What's the name? Tarragon is in it. What's the digestion name? I mean, tarragon. Digest. Thank you. And it used to be called whatever. So Tarragon. Hello, carefree. Tarragon, carefree. How many going, somebody was messing with us with these names? So imagine if I'm choosing to upgrade my digestion. Hopefully, Digest will fix my indigestion. No, it doesn't fix what's wrong. No, we don't have to worry about compliance stuff. It restores enjoying being fed. How many? I love being fed by everything I do. Anyone? Are we having fun yet? So we're at 1 minute. So all y'all, do you get now, please, until Tuesday, if you're going to join us back in, please do. If you can, share this with your world. Yes, 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 yes. And it goes on Facebook and YouTube and Stangabangy and Bing Bong, Bing Bong, and all the new ones that just got created because I said it. I mean, do you get, we now have got the activation of a whole set of tools that have been here all this time. How many know you're doing stuff? How many get that? How many know you're going, da, da, da? How many like to know what you're doing? And how many know when people come in, how many of you are facilitators, help other people? How many are? Everyone raise your hand. Because you're all helping. Even if you just sit there going, you're helping the world, yes or no? How many like to have somebody walk in and they got an issue and they'll be telling, it's over here, it's over here. How many they'll tell exactly what needs to be restored. And you can simply go, well, I have a question for you. And while they're going, that's what feeling lower jaw, thinking upper jaw. And they do you have some feeling right side, male figure, you've been holding back, mouth, expressing. And they go, how did you know? I'm not going to tell you. How many might go, well, all right, I'll tell you, lower jaw. And they go, how many love finding this all right here, right now? How many know you learned English or whatever language you know? How many like to learn body language because you're using it all day long? Anyone? How many been telling the world the truth? How many learned a little bit about body language and go, oh my God, I hope I'm not telling the world the truth. You already have been. Luckily, nobody else in the world really knew what you were saying on a conscious level. Now, many people know what you're saying. It was a really good dinner last night. Now, how many know that's not right or wrong? It was a really good dinner, which means it was a really good dinner, but they also, and then you could use it. Well, was there some, well, yeah, the anchovies in the ice cream are a little over the top, but other than that, it was good dinner. Now, do you get this? We're not going to read this right or wrong. I mean, ultimately, we're reading it as information so we can get our yay to be yay or our nay to be nay instead of diagonal nodding. All right, so we're at 10:02. We have another Zoom meeting here in a few minutes. So I vote your victory. Thank you for voting victory. Thank you for seeing perfection. Thank you for digging and scratching consciously. Yes. Thank you for using your oils the way they were meant to be used. Yes or no? And thank you, Gary Young, and all those who helped Gary and Mary. Thank you for giving us a platform of the best of what Mother Nature has. And you know he did. Anyone that said anything about his life, wow. Now he's helping from on high.